Welcome, Rangers fans, to our usual midweek coaches show. We took a week off last week. Our football had an open date, and so we took a gap there in the middle of the season, but we're back at it. So today we'll be recapping things that have gone on during the last 2 weeks. And as you can tell, my voice is not great. I'm normally a little more clear than this. I'm not always easy to understand, but today maybe less so. But so I'll take a little bit of a back seat, but we'll always do we'll start with what we always do, talking about our football program. We were open last week, as I mentioned. We play 5 games and take a week off, and 5 more games to close out the regular season. Of course, the 4th and 5th game were district games, and of course, last time we were on, we were talking about our win over Champion to open the district. And then prior to our open day, we lost a tough game to Piper over at their place, 3-point loss. That at the midterm puts us at 1-1 in district play. And Coach Westford, we'll start with you. Back and forth game all the way, and they had some explosive plays, maybe a few more than we did.
Yes, sir. Piper was as good as advertised. They have some really explosive players. We knew that coming in. We knew we'd need to limit the explosives, and at the end of the day, we didn't quite make enough plays. Right. Our kids played really hard. Proud of their effort. We kept fighting all the way to the end, but it comes down to limiting their explosives and creating takeaways, and we didn't create enough takeaways, and we didn't limit their explosives enough.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere for football, very crowded stadium, and, kind of had the feel of a quarterfinal, semifinal type game, and I thought our players responded to that well. Like you said, you want to give credit to the opponent, as we always do when we fall short. But felt like we could have done some things better, maybe.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah, we definitely, we can play better than we did. But again, all credit goes to Piper. They got some great players, and we'll need to respond and improve in some areas that we were a little deficient in. But again, effort wasn't one of those, and that's what we always try to hang our hat on. And really proud of our kids' effort in that regard.
No doubt about it. Back in 4th game, we trailed, then we led, and trailed, then we led, and then we trailed, and had a chance at the end. And, didn't quite make enough plays. Offensively, Coach Hill, very similar. Made some good things happen, but then at times maybe not so much.
It was pretty similar. We first half, a little bit of a rough start, had some turnovers and some 3-and-outs with some punts going on, and Coach Worsford kind of alluded to it. Just really proud of the kids for how they responded to that. You get down a couple of scores in a really big time atmosphere in front of a lot of people, and our kids just kept fighting. That there was never a doubt in their minds that we're not going to come back and win this game. That was our attitude at halftime. We're down a couple of scores, and then second half they came out to kind of prove that. And I thought the offense got rolling a little bit. Run game with Daniel De Hoyos and Caleb Piegler. Behind the offensive line, did a great job on some counter schemes in the second half. Brody Day and Quentin Sampson had some clutch catches for us. But, like we said, just didn't get the job done in the end. But they did give us a chance to win the game in the end. Piper just made some more plays than we did.
Yeah, no doubt. The kicking game, of course, was a big factor. Had a big kickoff return and scored on the special teams again, with our punt block and return unit. So, as we say, you go to the open week, and open week is always twofold. You want to just have a little bit of time built in to recharge your batteries, to bring the submarine up, stick your head out of the submarine for a minute, see what else is going on in the world. Apparently there's other things going on. I wasn't aware of that, but but at the same time, you got to practice well, and you got to get yourself better. The teams that win late in the year and have the best chance to make runs are the ones that get better as the year goes, and aren't satisfied with where they are. Hey, we're playing at a pretty high level, and this is good enough. And I thought we did a nice job of that in the open week, and now we're ready to get back at it. Unfortunately, the schedule doesn't get any easier. We've got Wagner, who's at 1-1, and New Braunfels, Seguin after that, who hasn't lost. New Braunfels after that, who hasn't lost. So, the meat of our schedule, as we've said all along, is on the front end, and it was that way in a tough non-district schedule and in the first couple of district games, as we mentioned. So we'll talk about the Seguin game, which will be at home this Friday. Friday. But we've got some catching up to do in our other areas as well. So we're going to toss it to Melissa Miller, our assistant athletic coordinator, and our principal, Ms. Snyder, and talk about what's going on in the school and in our athletic programs. And the last couple of weeks, we've got some sports wrapping up for the year. And then, of course, that always means you've got some others getting ready to get started. So they'll take you through that, and then we'll come back and talk about this week's game that we have against Wagner. So take it away, ladies.
Thanks, Coach. It's great to be back after the bye week. Let's get into our other sports, everything that we've got going on and have been had going on. So volleyball's had a couple matches since the last time we chatted. We had big wins, program wins against Tivy, Veterans Memorial. We also enjoyed a bye last week on Tuesday, which was much needed right in the middle of the season. Love where it fell for us. Started round 2 last Friday. We headed out to Champion. We lost to them in the first round in 3, lost to them this past Friday in 5. I was really proud of the girls. We won the first, lost the second and third. They showed a lot of composure coming back and winning the fourth. And then we just got out to a slow start in the 5th. But really proud of the way we're playing. A lot of improvements from playing Champion round 1 to Champion round 2 on Friday. So really proud of them. Our freshmen in JV are crushing it, winning. Lots of good things happening in the volleyball program. Speaking of good things, let's continue to talk about cross country. A couple Saturdays ago, they headed out to the Dallas Jesuit Invitational, which is a big kind of invitational, best of the best in the state. Our girls are currently ranked number 2 in state. Mia Perez brought home 2nd in that invitational, and then our freshman Brady Solinsky brought home 3rd. So that kind of shows you where our girls team is at, peaking at the perfect point. They're heading into district, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Our boys team, Zeb Martin brought home 24th, and Luke Smith brought home 25th, which that's out of over 300 runners. So,
really
that's nothing to be upset about. Peaking at the right time. Coach Hall, Coach Nunley doing a great job with those kids. Also doing a great job. We need to give a huge shout out to Coach Douglas and Coach Duckworth, our water polo coaches. They finished their district tournament last week, ended up winning a couple matches in that, pulled out 4th place finish, and got to make playoffs in only our 2nd year of having water polo. So really proud of our girls team. Boys wrapped up their season at the district tournament, had a couple of losses, but they really played hard, improved all season. So last night I got to go to the girls water polo match. They played Johnson, who's one of the top state ranked water polo teams. And I was just so proud of our water polo girls. They are so respectful. They're so classy. They play hard. Scored 3 goals in the last quarter, still fighting against a very, very good team. Very supportive. Coach Duck and Coach Douglas have done a fantastic job with them. So water polo is over after losing last night to Johnson, but really good season to be proud of, making playoffs, pulling out some wins in district. So just really proud of those kids.
They fought a lot this year, and they really did well.
They did.
And our tennis team, they finished 4th in the district. They clinched a playoff spot. They played yesterday versus Cedar Park. They lost by a score of 6-10, but they did very well. So congrats to our tennis team. We're really looking forward to a strong spring season for them.
Yeah, they get a little bit of a break now, and then they come right back into individuals.
Yeah, so good job, tennis team.
Yes.
Our student of the week. So we were going to highlight this last week, but as it, was our bye week, so everybody got a little bit of a rest.
We held on to it for a little bit.
That's right, yeah. And I wrote this because we really wanted to give a shout out to our student section. As you guys, and I'm going to just read this because I don't want to miss anything. Our students really deserve a lot of kudos for how they represented us at our Piper game. So as you know, our school motto is Rangers We Will Be, and that means we are Rangers always. Wherever we go, we are always representing what it means to be a Smithson Valley Ranger. In our last pep rally, we talked about representing Smithson Valley with character and class at the game last Friday night. Even though the game didn't end the way we wanted, we showed up on Friday ready to celebrate who we are as Rangers. Y'all kept the SV spirit alive throughout the evening in the most positive and supportive way. A guest at the game made the comment to me, y'all's fans are awesome. They're respectful and they're classy, and full tradition was on display by our Smithson Valley Rangers. I am proud of you because as a Ranger, this is what we represent. Character, class, tradition. Always, every day. Whether we're at school or out in our community, a Ranger you will always be. Let's keep representing Smithson Valley well this year. Yeah. So, congrats to our student section.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. And then our teacher of the week is Samantha Grodzinski. Samantha Grodzinski, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name.
Coach G. I just know her as Coach G.
She has a genuine drive to connect with our students. She really makes herself available, and she's instrumental in building relationships filled with trust and confidence. She goes above and beyond to bring answers, whether it's for a student or for a teacher that she's working with. She reinforced expectations on the field, and it is always uplifting spirits in the school as a whole. Mm-hmm. He has energy and positive enthusiasm, and it's contagious. And she's a perfect example of what it means to be supportive and enthusiastic and including everyone. So
she is. I see her on
congrats.
campus everywhere, and she's always got a smile.
Yes.
How are you?
Yes.
Yeah. So
She's
congrats
fantastic.
to you guys.
Yeah.
Looking to the weeks ahead, we've got a lot going on, a lot of sports getting ready to ramp up as a couple of them close. Volleyball, as I said, we were in the middle of round 2 right now. We host Alamo Heights tonight here at 6:30 at Smithson Valley. And then Friday we will head to Bernie High to take them on at 6:30 also. So kind of the heart of our second round, really important. We finished the first round in a 3-way tie for second. So the girls understand at this point every match matters. And then tomorrow we've got the cross country district meet, which I am so excited to see. I mean, they've had such a good preseason, and I feel like we're peaking at the right time. So tomorrow we'll head out to cross country for their district meet at Tybee. They'll run in the morning, just some staggered start times for JV girls, boys, varsity girls, boys. So good luck to Coach Hall, Coach Nunley, all of our cross country runners. I'm excited to see how we do tomorrow.
Me too. And we also have starting girls basketball on Wednesday, October 16th. Boys basketball starts on Wednesday, October 23rd, and swim and soccer are gearing up to start really quickly. So we are about to head into winter sports.
Lots going on.
Yeah, we're excited. So back to you, Coach.
Thank you, ladies, and congratulations to all those individuals and those teams that they pointed out, and good luck as we move forward, and good luck to our sports that are kicking up in October. You know, I know we got both basketball teams getting ready to launch, swimming getting ready to launch, now that water polo's kind of wrapped up, so we got a lot going on, and one of the things we've got going on is resuming our football program or schedule. And after the break here, we come back and we got a tough Wagner team. It's a team we've locked horns with a number of times through the years, always in the hunt for the district championship, always a threat to be a playoff team, to go make deep runs in the playoffs. Got good players, good coaches, and an unusual scheme on offense. Coach Worstford, let's talk about that.
Yes, sir. They're very explosive. They've got a lot of really explosive players, but the thing about them is they run an unusual, an offense you don't see every week. They run that service academy, broken bone, triple option offense, very run heavy, and they're proud of that. I mean, they're going to run the football, and it's always our goal to try and stop the run. Well, that's never going to be a bigger challenge than it will be this week. You got to play assignment-oriented football. It's extremely hard to prepare for as a defense, again, because you don't see it. But they have three options on every play almost. And so, you got to tackle all three of those options. You got to have somebody assigned and ready to tackle all three of those options. And if one person doesn't do their job, well, then it can be an explosive play for them, and they thrive on that. And so a tremendous challenge for our defense. It's something that's extremely hard to prepare for, but we don't just spend this week doing that. We've prepared for them throughout the year a little bit, because of the challenge that they present, because they're so well coached and they're so good at what they do.
There's no doubt, and they got good athletes doing it. And if you're just a hair late arriving at the pitch or the dive or the quarterback, or you're a hair early and you overrun it and they cut it back, you think of a run-heavy offense as maybe being ball control, and they can do that. But they also score from 70, 80, 90 a lot because people are a little late to the party, and they got great players with their hands on the ball. So a tall challenge, defending something that you don't see the rest of the year. And they thrive on that, as you said. So defensively, Coach, they're a little more mainstream, but in the interior they can do some unusual things as well.
They can move some guys around, and just going into the bye week, knowing they graduated a couple really great D linemen last year, so we're kind of fired up. Thank goodness those guys are gone. Then you flip on the film, and they got some new ones. And they're really talented up front. A couple young sophomore kids. Number 22 kind of plays an outside linebacker, box player for them. Super talented as well. I know he's a track guy, fast, real good speed. But like you said, we may know where they're going to be. The big challenge is, can we win more battles than they win up front, handle them in the run game, handle them in the pass protection, because they like to bring some blitzes. And if we can get those things done, I like our odds, but we got to win some of those battles.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Like I said, they seem to clone those guys. The big 75 and 88 graduated last year. I know I called over there in May to confirm that those two guys were, in fact, were not coming back. And they aren't, but little brothers or somebody's there. I don't know.
They're really good.
Found some other dudes. So, we're just going to have to make more plays than they do. I think that's kind of the summary of both these guys. It'll be a heck of a game. It'll be here at Smithson Valley at Ranger Stadium, 7 o'clock on Friday. There'll be a pay-per-view option. It'll be the only way you can watch it live if you're not here in person. We'd like you here in person, but there will be a pay-per-view option to watch it live. And, of course, you can always watch it on a tape delay broadcast when the game's over. So this Friday, Ranger Stadium, 7 o'clock. We hope to see you there, and we'll see you next week.